doors, just close every exit and entrance, and the tower is secured. And this is where it comes back to the other thing where the Templars basically they spot the signal and they know that, oh shit, something bad's happened, and they tell the first guard to get everyone indoors, lock up the city, something's going on. We all head into the Mage Tower, and basically all the Templars get to the tower, and all the guards went out and dispersed until everyone lock up. So now it brings us back to our party, which is in front of the tower with the Templars, and are basically here just saying what's going on. It's like, we don't know yet. We're going to cleanse the whole tower. We're just waiting for word from blah blah blah. And our guys are, you know what? They want to do something. They just like hacking and slashing. So pretty much they were like, you know what? We're here to actually investigate first. We're here to make sure that it is an actual, abomination sighting, and that there is some bad shit going on. We just can't have you just, cleansing places, just for the hell of it. So after a little wording and trickery, they end up getting permission to go inside. And as soon as they open the door, a giant abomination busts through and just slashes the Templar in half that just opened the door. Another Templar is thrown across the steps and down the steps and lands and falls, and he's pretty hurt. And basically these two giant abominations just come out, just slashing the shit out of everything. And here all the Templars kind of step back. Our party, our adventurers, just rush in like a fucking pack of mad dogs, because that's what they do. They jump into evil shit. They're like, you know what? That looks like it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna walk in there backwards. Like the special skill, reverse sneak attack. That's where you face your back to the enemy and walk up to him so that you don't see him. And when you attack him, you sneakily attack them from your end. Doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah, it didn't work, but that's what they like doing. Reverse sneak attacks. So, it's an interesting party. So, either way. Yeah. Where was it? Oh, yes. So, they quickly jump on one abomination, start hacking and slashing away. Our mage in the party, I don't recall his name, or her name, but she starts casting these pillars of fires. And they start, well, actually, no. She doesn't do the pillars of fire yet. What she ends up doing a regular arcane bolt, not arcane bolt, the wand. Can't think of the name. Well, these arcane bolts from a wand, basically just right auto attacks. They're flying, they're hitting the target, they're doing damage and stuff like that. Then out of nowhere, that guy that was following us also comes out of behind a wall and starts attacking as well. He ends up firing arcane bolts at him, just like blah blah, just firing shit into the abominations. And basically the tank and the rogue kill one abomination and the mage too, and then the Templars attack the other abomination, and that other mage that showed up, which I believe is a mage now, kill him. And they're dead. Okay, so the abominations are dead, and they're like, oh my god, there is blah blah blah. And then we're like, okay, we must go see if there's any survivors. And our party just rushes in. And since they just rushed in, these guys know the place is infested, and they're gonna fucking just seal the place up until the Grand Master Cleric, or whoever the hell it is that does the what's that shit called, the cleansing or sterilizing or whatever the fuck they do. Then the other mage, the guy who's sitting behind us, comes in and also runs in with us or behind us. So we don't even know this guy's following us. We didn't even notice his arcane bolts as we were fighting because we were busy, we were occupied. All we know is that the other creature fell. We figured the Templars did it. So we're in there, and he's still back there, and he's following us. He's like, who's this guy? And we were like, you know what? Who cares? He's here. He's shooting shit with us. He's on our side, right? So we started going through this whole temple, floor after floor. The first floor had a crazy puzzle that they had to figure out. There was a giant sealed door that was locked. This was a magically, well, not really magically, but it was locked. And they had to go uncover some keys somewhere, and it took a while. And they had some kind of little puzzle code that they had to figure out. And I'm like, it took like 4 freaking hours. They clear the floor, figure out the code, open the door, and proceed to the next floor. And the next floor, just a big old floor, just killing a bunch of dudes, trying to get around the outside of the tower, trying to, get to the main floor, or get to the last top floor. They finally make it to the third floor. They go in there, they wipe out the whole thing, and that's the battle I do have recorded. Well, I don't have that complete battle. I have the battle recorded for always to get to the second to the last door to the first enchanter's room. They enter that room, and there's basically few more guys to take other guys, and there's some mages there that are just insane. We call them irrational mages because they kind of lost it and kill those guys. They finally get to the big door and they enter they find the giant abomination. And for the figurine I use for the abomination, we use an actual mat, 1x1 square mat. My eyes itchy. Anyway, it was a little chicken I had. I was like, fuck it, little chicken. Anyway, they end up fighting the abomination. They end up killing it, or they end up beating up to the point where basically it does a giant flash and everyone ends up inside the Fade. Inside the Fade, basically the demon confronts him and asks him, hey, I don't want to die. If you accept me into your body, I will grant you the following abilities. And me being a warrior, I'm like, I asked what kind of abilities, or what are you talking about? He goes, I have speed, and I'm dexterous. So basically what ends up happening is the rogue ends up taking it. Me, a warrior, I didn't take it. It was more of a dex stuff, so the rogue ended up taking in the demon into his soul. And so we all know about it. Now, previous to that, on the second floor, actually on the third floor, before we got to that room, we fought another demon. We called her a demon slut. Basically, this demon was just the little things like the little female demon. She was just evil. She slashed. She had possession abilities, and we were being possessed left and right and shit. And she was draining our lives and just doing all kinds of fucking blood magic on us. What ended up happening there is that they killed her, and on her death blow, our mage suddenly froze, and then and he was inside the Fade, and inside the Fade he made a pact with the demon to house the demon in him, in the ability to teach him blood magic, and give him the ability to absorb dying souls, which was pretty interesting. Basically, what we ended up doing for that was, whenever any creature dies that has life, dies around him, he gets a roll of 1d6, and that d6 he absorbs in health. Now, most healing, you cannot go above your cap. So if you have 22 hit points, then 22 hit points it is. And if you heal, like say you have 30 hit points, and you're at 28 health, and you roll a d6 and you get a 4. Well, you don't go to 32 hit points, you go to 30 hit points, you get your max hit points. But for him, it doesn't work that way no more. He can actually go above his hit cap. So every time something dies, he keeps building up the hit cap. And he now has blood magic, and basically he cuts himself and transfers his damage into the spell damage. It's interesting. It's like basically, take this. He's gonna do a arcane bolt at this one guy, but decides to slit his wrist. He takes 10 wounds out of that. So he's basically taking 10 wounds, he's doing 10 damage to himself to make his arcane bolt more powerful. And when he fires that bolt, it hits, it adds an additional 10 wounds damage to it. And then if that creature dies, he gets the roll 1d6 life back. So basically he builds up life and then sacrifices life to do it. Thing is, he has a counter. The more life he uses, eventually he starts getting mutations, and then he has to do willpower checks, and then eventually he's going to turn to abomination, and the demon's going to take over. And we're going to have some fun with that stuff, because he's close. He's down to, he's already used 80 of his wounds, and at 100 that's going to do the first mutation. That's the first willpower check. So we're going to find out what kind of special mutation he gets, and then see how he does. And that'll be interesting to see, what kind of, maybe might get an extra arm, another eyeball or finger or flesh rips off. I mean, something's going to happen to this guy, and that's going to happen tonight most likely. So that's what he has. So that guy has a demon inside him. We killed the demon, the female demon. When we thought we killed her, her body falls, collapses, and we just finish off the rest of the abominations that were in that area. So as far as we know, we believe she's dead. Later on, we start noticing that our mage is a bit emo and likes to cut himself a lot. It draws attention to him, he's always bleeding. That guy. So now the next demon we fight, we end up slaying him, but this time we all know that the rogue is housing his body. Now, none of us here are Templars. None of us here are Grey Wardens. So none of us really have no problem with this. It's just, you got a demon inside you? You good? Yeah. Alright. I'll kill you if you fuck up. You bite me, I'll bite you back. Or something. So, that's where we're at there now. And we finished that last night. So, what we're going to do now is probably exit the tower, talk to the Templars there, and then the first enchanter and the cleric, whatever the fuck it was, they're all dead. They ended up dying, everything died up there. And basically we're going to bring notes, they're going to come in here, they're going to clear out all the bodies, cleanse the whole place, all that stuff, spick and span, brand new, everyone's dead, no survivors. We're going to emerge victorious, we're clearing the place pretty much. And that's about that. The next one, I was actually going to run the campaign from the first book, because I saw a guy that he ran, and it actually was pretty good. It's the one with the Jarl's request, or the Owl's request, about his two kids that have been off somewhere else, and there's a big war starting to brew up, so he wants to bring them back, and it's kind of treacherous right now, so he's gonna hire mercenaries to go get them. So we're gonna do that whole campaign tonight. I still got to read it and get more acquainted too with the details, but that's what we're gonna do. And we got another female coming over tonight that's gonna play with us, and we're gonna throw her into the mix, and she's gonna be basically the assistant that comes out with the Jarl that comes with us to go and fight this shit off. Since she's not, she's from Dallas, so she should be here. She's not here often, so her character's just off and on, And we got some other guys. We got basically another warrior of ours that he's not in, but we're gonna give him a call and see if he wants to come over and do it. The game, and then another guy who's actually the one that's moving in here. He's that little scrawny mage that was following us, and whenever we fought the demons, or the last demon, he wasn't even with us. He vanished. So somewhere around there he disappeared, and one of our warriors disappeared. We just don't know what happened to them. They're just not with us at the moment. Maybe they didn't show up that day. They had something going on, but what happened? I don't know. So that's where we're at on that end, and tonight we got some drink. We're gonna drink some of that stuff, some Jack, and come read the rest of the story, and then go into that whole scenario. From what I read, it's an 8-module campaign. Should be interesting. We'll see. I think our guys are a bit powerful. Oh yeah, the guy who had stored the last demon, he ended up getting like what was it? Like a dex increase and initiative and cunning, I think it was, or something like that. And I don't think he got any specials. Not like like the blood mage. He ends up fucking cutting himself and all kinds of wild shit. But this guy didn't get that much. The reason he didn't get that much is because his dex is stupid already. He has like a dex of 7 or something, he has 6, and then somehow his dex is real high. Like I think he originally started with 4, and then we found an amulet. Oh no, what did happen to him? No, he has initiative, so he gets +2 to dex on initiative rolls, but I think he's using that for everything. So I gotta check with that, because that shouldn't be right. And then the demons was getting another one on top of that. So for initiative rolls, he should have like about 7. And for damage, he should have about 6. We'll see. I think he's calculating it wrong. Either way. So that's where we'll be at that tonight, and I'll try to record. Unfortunately, this camera, this is the Samsung W200 HD. It's a nice little camera, but it splits the videos every 20 minutes. And right now, YouTube only allows us to upload every 15 minutes, which used to be 10 minutes. The thing is, I've seen episodes on YouTube that are way longer, and I just need to figure out how you do that and how you actually upload that kind of content, because that's kind of what I want to do, because some of these things are long. Like last night's, or a few nights ago, we did that whole or that not the whole floor, but we did that few rooms, the last 2 rooms, and that took us like 4 hours. Mainly because we bullshit a lot, but the actual fight and all that stuff took about an hour. So I got about an hour and 20 minutes of content that I want to upload, but I have to put it all together in one giant film, and then I have to split it up every 15 minutes and upload it. And I don't have anything right now. Well, I haven't split it and I haven't uploaded it, but I have it all together in one piece. So I got to do that. Yep, and that's about it. So tonight I'll record the battle and all the whole campaign. And I'll probably see if I can upload it in segments. It seems like no one in our group is too shy from a camera, so everyone's good with being recorded and the stupid shit we say. And we'll go with that and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, and you have no idea who the hell I am. It's awesome. All right. Until next time. La 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 la.